Hey Growing Perilous fans, this is Daniel Fox of Zweihänder RPG. Today I'm going to show you our monster cards. These just came in from DriveThruRPG and they turned out pretty good. They are in the same format as our magic cards, meaning they're in large tarot card format. And of course they're beautifully illustrated by Dan Mandich, but laid out by Ken Duque, who was one of our new layout artists with the team. As you can see, we've got all of our abyssal creatures, all of our animals, all of our beasts, all of our humanoids, all the mutants, all the supernatural creatures, and we've got some blank ones in here for you as well. I'm actually going to go through some of these just to kind of give you a preview of what you're going to get, to show you how the text is arranged and some of the helpful things that we've included for game masters to keep everything in place. But real quickly, you will notice that, of course, here's the GM playmat, which has all the traits that are on every creature in the manual, in the core book, as well as our new book. So this will allow you to have kind of a quick reference guide. But we'll go ahead and take a look at one of these cards for now to see kind of like what you're getting here. So here's the Fomori Crone. I picked this up to get the reflection off of it. As you can see, it has all of your pertinent stat information, has all of your primary and secondary attributes, all of your skills, a full attack profile, all of the traits, and once again, those traits are found on here, which if you want, you can use a little, grease marker and mark in the circles that match these traits so you have them quickly at your fingertips, and of course all the trappings. But if you ever need to go back and actually just want to have the full look at the full monster spread, it even includes the page number at the very top. And I will note too that the font type on these are pretty large, so they're visible even at distance. And what I usually do with these cards, if for instance we have a Fomori Crone that the characters are fighting, I'll take it, I'll actually position it here on my Game Master screen so I can see the stats on my side, and I'm going to take you all the way around, and that's what the players will see, which is kind of cool. You'll notice too that we've indicated that it's an abyssal creature at the very top. We don't exactly express what that creature is, but we do include that because, as you well know in Zweihänder, there are certain spells and traits that, quote, trigger off of the creature type, so we kind of leave the mystery of what this thing is in the Game Master's hands, and the player sees just strictly what frightening thing that they're fighting. So we'll take a spin through some of these cards to show you what we're looking at, and I'll go through just a handful of each type. Of course, we saw the Fomori Crone, and we've got our Fomori Huskarl and the Fomori Thrall. Of course, here's our higher demons. We've got our Cenobite. We have our Brass Primarch. We have our Great Devourer. One of the largest listings, by the way, on the cards are these demons. But once again, we have not reduced the font type at all. The font size is the same across every single card. So you'll always be assured that even though you may be fighting a creature that's of a advanced or an elite unique tier, as you can see from its risk factor right here, despite the fact that it has this kind of wall of text, it's still the same font size. So good for some of those like myself who have difficulty reading the older that I get. And of course we have our Light Eater, and it concludes with the Numina, which is a badass creature, an awesome drawing by Dan Mandich. Of course, the page number at the top, and so on and so forth. So all the Abyssal are here. Every single one from the core book is within this monster set. Move on next to our animals. You probably start to notice here that creatures by type, the Abyssal, and animals, and beasts, and humanoids, and mutants, and supernatural all have different shading colorings around the edge. Those are those are also colorblind friendly. So that makes certain that if you don't get your cards mixed up. All animals have the same kind of bluish color. All beasts have the purplish color. The humanoids have the greenish color, and so on and so forth. You'll be familiar with some of these already. We've got our large animals. We've got our large insects. We have our man-eaters, which are frightening and terrifying creatures once again. Small animals, swarms, and so forth. So moving on, we have our beasts, which you all well know. You've seen these before if you're a game master or any players cracked up in the book. The basilisk. That's right, they turn you to stone. We've got our bog behemoth. We've got our chimera, cockatrice, and so on and so forth. So we'll go ahead and move past the beasts. I'll arrange these here real quickly so they kind of stay in order. We move on to our humanoids, and these are our aslan. We got our gekota. And for those of you who've been wondering how to pronounce these words, I'll try my best here. Iguania. We have our lacertia. Tylock. And of course, ooh, look at this frightening thing. A dread count. Ugh. Nasty. There's one of our Dwargar bombardiers. And look, it is a Fell Knight, which you can actually be in the new book, in the new main Gash book that's coming out. You can actually play one of those new professions, as with the same for the Havoc Conjurer, which is also in the new book main Gash, which you'll see here very, very soon. We're coming toward the end of the first draft of the script. We'll move on to our mutants, which is the bog thing, one of my favorite creatures in the game. Really cool looking drawing, really interesting kind of thing. We've got our Death's Hedge, our Orc Spore, our Shivering Mimic, and so on and so forth. And then finally, we have our supernatural creatures, and it starts with the etheric spirit. So we get an air sylph. We've got an earthen gnome. We have our fire salamander, our water undine, the defiler, Dullahan, a fey creature, the face dancer, steals faces, eats them, assumes people's personalities. A very frightening foe indeed, that is good to use for mystery and intrigue adventures. Our red cap, those terrifying children of the Dryads, and Fey Lord, or She Lord rather, and several others which you're already familiar with. And we'll conclude this video by showing you what we've also wanted to put in here, some blank cards for you. We wanted to allow you, if you have custom creatures you've made, that you can, kind of consolidate that information here and draw it on the front, tap into your artistic skills, draw something on the front that resembles the creature that you're creating. Indicate at the very top the type that it is, in case characters have some sort of ability that, once again, triggers off of it. Or just, print something out from the internet and paste it on that card. Who cares? It's just, there's just cards. You don't have to keep these in pristine condition. I mean, I assume if you're anything like my playing group, you use these pretty regularly at the table, or put plastic protectors around them. But we've included, I believe, around 10 or, I think about 10 of these in the deck. So all in all, you're going to get every single creature from the core book in this card set, in tarot card format, beautifully illustrated by Dion Mandich and laid out by Ken Duque. Well, that's all for today. We're going to bring this live on DriveThruRPG early next week. Hope you find some use out of these game masters. And once again, you know, you'll probably want to get the Game Master playmat to use alongside it. That'll be certainly useful and provide more utility with these cards. Or if you just are a player and really want to kind of have your hands on the illustrations, you know, more power to you. It's a fantastic tool. We're going to offer it pretty inexpensively on DriveThruRPG. So once again, thanks for watching and happy gaming. Take care, everybody.